Hi everyone, welcome. Starting to roll in now. You can see that number creeping up. So we'll hopefully be starting very soon. Okay, I think we'll be starting just in a couple more minutes, guys. Give everyone a chance to get on board before we start the presentation. So should be all with you very soon. Okay, what do you think, guys? We'll wait a couple more minutes. We've got myself here, Igor and Koon's joined us as well. Hello, Koon.
Good morning, Dave. Good evening.
How are you?
Fine, fine. How are you?
I'm very good, very good. Looking forward to the presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, so Igor has prompted us to maybe start. So if you guys would like me to start, I'll start on the presentation. Start on my opening words.
Oh, actually, can we see? Yeah, participants.
Guys, you happy for me to start?
Yeah, for sure. Can we see the attendees are in or?
Oh, we can, yeah. It's creeping up. It's up to 58 now.
Oh, great. Yeah, you can start, you know, it was the time to start, huh?
All right. Okay. So on behalf of the CoolAutomation family, I'm happy to welcome you to our webinar, the next generation of HVAC service and integration. My name is David Aquilina, and I'm head of sales in Australia, New Zealand at CoolAutomation. I'd like to introduce my co-presenter today, Igor Mitbar, CoolAutomation co-founder and VP Customer Success. Our plan for the upcoming hours is to invest about 45 to 50 minutes in exploring the world of CoolAutomation solutions and allow about 10 to 15 minutes for a Q&A session at the end. As you can see, there is a button to open a question pop-up under Q&A. This is where you are welcome to place your question. All of the answered questions will appear there, and you can see if your question was already answered. The recorded session will be sent to the email that you have provided. We expect many questions to flow at the end of the session, and our time is unfortunately limited. If your question was not answered during the webinar, we will revert to you per your email after the session. The slide presentation will be broken up in two parts. I'll be talking about our edge devices, and Igor will be talking about our cloud-based solutions. I'd like to mention before and at the end and during, we'll try to answer as many questions as possible, as I mentioned, but I would please suggest to all of you that at the end of the presentation, there'll be some information on me, and I'd be happy for you guys to contact me by phone, email, and we can have a one-on-one in regards to the presentation. So before we quickly start, and before I start reading the presentation, I'll give you a little bit of a quick summary of me. So I ran a HVAC business for 25 years. In that 25-year period, I was a Daikin dealer for 12 of those years. I was a Fujitsu Mitsubishi Heavy Industries dealer, and at the start was a Panasonic dealer. So I have a broad range of HVAC experience. Obviously don't have that business anymore and have come on board here with CoolAutomation. I was selling the CoolAutomation product, so I have experience in both aspects. When I had my HVAC business, we were selling the product, so I understood the product, plus my experience in the HVAC side of things. So definitely, guys, I'm here to help, and hopefully today will be a bit of an eye-opener for you guys, give you some information that you may already know, but may not know. There'll be some new stuff in there that you guys may not have heard of before. And yeah, let's get started. So CoolAutomation, founded in 2009, solution for HVAC integration, control management and service. Based in Israel, worldwide presence now of 90 plus, privately held and funded, B2B dealers and distributors worldwide. Thank you, Igor. Next slide, please. So this is basically a bit of a sort of mud map. So as you can see in the middle there, we have our edge devices, and I'm going to talk about those edge devices connecting to splits, multis, VR, VRF, HVAC, and auxiliary climate systems. To your left, our cloud, basically Cool Remote Cloud, which Igor will get into in regards to our service and management application, and our control app. All our devices connect to smart home, Alexa, Google, and API. And as a lot of you already know, we connect to all the home automation brands and BMS are part of our edge devices. Thank you, Igor. So basically, we have 3 product ranges, and we're going to go into them individually. But as it says at the top, integration devices connecting HVAC with BMS, home automation, and our control app, which Igor will talk a little bit about that in the second part of the presentation. So we have our CoolPlug and CoolinkHUB for multi-splits. We have our CoolMasterNet for universal VRF, integration and cloud devices, and our CoolinkBridge for zone control, fan calls, and chillers. Thank you, Igor. So our CoolMasterNet, our flagship product, pretty much the product that we sort of first came out with. It's a wide connection. So our CoolMasterNet is designed to be connected to VRF. And as you can see, it's wired to the VRF system, to the condenser there. Depending on the brand, we can connect between 50 to 128 indoors, depending on the brand and configuration. And we can give you a bit more information about that through our email. We connect to the home automation brands there, like we mentioned. Native, Snap One now, Crestron, Lutron, Savant, KNX, Rest AP, and more. All the HVAC brands there that you're all familiar with, we connect to. And to the right there, our BMS and BAS, Modbus TCP, BACnet IP, and KNX. Really cool device. It has a touch screen on it, guys. So for setting up, especially on the BMS side, and even on the home automation side, there's no need for hooking up a laptop. It can all be done through the touch screen, which makes it very handy for on-site, especially for setup. And yeah, an amazing product. We can multi-brand this product as well. So, it comes preset with one brand. You can buy an additional license to get a second brand connected to it. So a lot of versatility with this product. It also enables, and what we can do with this product is connect a couple of plugs to it as well. And I'll come back to that once we get into the second slide. So thank you, Igor. So our second product range, our CoolPlug and CoolinkHUB. So I love this product. It's a very, very cool product. Basically, what happens with this product is we have a CoolinkHUB, which is that what you see in the middle, that allows up to 10 indoors connected to, so 10 plugs. And you can see on the bottom left-hand corner what we call the CoolPlug. The CoolPlug connects to the indoor unit. And basically the plug talks to the hub in two ways. We have a wired version where we're daisy chaining from the hub and looping it to each of the plugs, or we have a wireless version. And I'll get to the wireless version in a second. So basically, what makes this product quite amazing is the fact that it can be multi-branded. So what I mean by that is, and we are selling a lot of this product to HVAC guys out there where they may go into someone's home and, you know, they may be a Daikin dealer selling Daikin, and they go into that person's home and they happen to have a couple of Panasonic splits there already. So what we're able to do with this product is connect those Panasonic splits with the Daikin splits all in the one hub. So we can multi-brand those plugs to that one hub. And that is where I believe this product is amazing. And I'm getting a lot of feedback from guys that are using this because it enables to give to the end user the ability to control a couple of their existing units plus the new units that are being installed all through the one controller. So very cool. We have a wireless version, so very good for retrofitting, and it uses its own wireless mesh network. So what basically happens is the plug, so the hub is connected to where internet connection is connected to. We then have got a cable where we pair the plug to the hub. Once we've paired those, we can then take the plug, install it to the indoor unit, and then we've got that wireless connection between the plug and the hub. Very cool product. We just finished a school up in Brisbane where we had 30 hubs and 300 plugs. So it was multi-branded, this school. And we were able to basically give the school full control of the 300 split systems through the 30 hubs and 300 plugs, all wirelessly done. So the contractor up there had no issues with range. We had really good range between our plug and hub. He had scenarios up there of 35 meters between the plug and the hub, and worked really, really well. So that is a solution, guys, for retrofitting and obviously for new installations. Our plugs can connect to multis, single splits and ducteds, and small VRF. So we can use this product in small VRF systems too, where we might have just one condenser and just 2 or 3 indoor units. It becomes maybe a little bit more cost effective than a CoolMasterNet option, but we can talk about that obviously down the track. So on the right-hand corner, again, like our CoolMasterNet, you know, we connect to all the home automation brands and BMS and BAS. Thank you, Eagle. Next slide so this is our CoolinkBridge. So in Australia, we basically have 4 predominant models that we sell in our CoolinkBridge. So we have our CoolinkBridge Actron, we have our CoolinkBridge DKZ, our CoolinkBridge MEZ, and our CoolinkBridge iZone. So the CoolinkBridge is predominantly designed for zone control. So if you've seen that bottom left-hand corner, it enables us to connect to the unit to give you full control of the unit and its zone. So in the case of Actron, we're controlling the zones and the unit. In the case of Daikin, we're controlling the unit as well as the zones, as long as we're using the upgraded Daikin zone control. The same with Mitsubishi Electric. So if we use the upgraded Mitsubishi Electric zone control, we can control the unit and the zones. We also then have our CoolinkBridge iZone. So as a lot of you in Australia and New Zealand will be aware, there is those third-party zoning systems out there. iZone being one of them, and we've been able to work with iZone to be able to bring a product out, which basically means that we can connect to the iZone zoning system, which then connects to the unit. So that then doesn't limit us on what brand of unit we're connecting to. So if it happens to be that you've got a job out there that has a Samsung ducted system, if it's got the iZone zoning system connected to it, we can connect to it. So very cool, very diverse. We're hoping in time to be able to have connections to both the AirTouch and Advantage Air down the track. We're working with those manufacturers as well. So yeah, a very cool product in regards to our zoning, but also too, another diverse range to our CoolinkBridge and our CoolMasterNet is the ability to be able to connect to our new expansion boards that we brought on board with CoolAutomation. So these boards, as you can see in the slide at the top left-hand corner, basically by connecting to CoolinkBridge or to CoolMasterNet, enable us to connect to traditional 24-volt systems, whether water-based fan coils, rooftop packages, underfloor heating. So, you know, I've had a couple of projects now, guys, where we've sold a CoolMasterNet to connect to a VRF system, and there is underfloor heating. Now with this, these expansion boards, we can connect to those connect to that underfloor heating to give you full control through the control app or through home automation or through BIS. So very cool. We also connect to pumps, lights, fans, heaters, multiple sensors, temperature, humidity, CO2, all can be done through these expansion boards. And definitely, guys, have a lot more information in regards to this, and would be happy to share that with you. But it really has given us the ability now to be a little bit more diverse in our product range. We've been connecting to some older temper zone units and even some more current temper zone units that are 24 volt by supplying a new thermostat and being able to connect to our CoolinkBridge, being able to connect to some of those. So where we had some limitations, we don't have now. We've sort of covered the range. And, you know, what commonly used to happen is I'd say, well, we can't connect to that, but now we can. So, and again, like I mentioned before, home automation, BMS and BAS for our CoolinkBridge. So basically that takes us through our edge-based products. Yeah, I'll pass it on to Igor now. Once Igor's finished, I'll have a little bit to say at the end, some important information. So please hang in there, guys, and I'll let Igor talk to you about our cloud applications.
Thank you very much, Dave. And hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. Before I proceed and introduce you to our cloud applications, I would like to mention two things that have been raised already during this session. One is, unfortunately, we are not able to answer your voice questions because we are a big audience here. So please type your questions in the Q&A and we will be trying to answer them as much as we can. And one of the important questions that was raised regarding the orientation of our products, whether they look more residential rather than commercial, I'll touch base on that on the application side, but they are definitely applicable on any commercial project. They are fully scalable. And despite the fact that you might got an impression that they're residential, they can be definitely used in any commercial project as big as it can be. So
yeah, thank you, Igor.
Let's dive into our application offering here. So all the products that Dave mentioned for integration part, they are also enablers to our application. So if you have this product connected and to an integration to a home automation or any control system, and if they're connected to an internet, they can be controlled by our applications in parallel as well. So what do we have here? We have actually three types of capabilities that are dedicated to a different type of customers, but they can also be combined at any point, at any time. And we will divide it into three parts, as everything in life: control, management, and service and diagnostics. So in order to enable our applications, we have another box that is more simplified than our CoolMasterNet solution for integration. And this is called CloudBox. This would only be used when you need only the cloud part of our solutions. Couple of words about the box. It's quite similar to the CoolMasterNet. Same easy installation, single point of contact, both to the air conditioning side and to the cloud internet. The box supports all VRF brands on the same device. It can be easily reconfigured on field. You can mix different brands on the same box in the same project, and it starts happening more and more, as we can see from the feedback we are getting from our customers. It's plug and play in terms of connectivity to air conditioning. So once connected, it will auto-detect all the indoors that are in the system, will present them, and you're ready to go. No need to do any setup configuration or any other actions to find out what actually do you have connected to the box. It supports up to 255 indoor units. And if you have a big commercial project, you can use as many boxes as needed. And on the app level, you can combine them, all of them, into control it with one source. How it is connected. So on one side, it connects directly to the VRF bus, no intermediate gateways required. Everything is simple. On the other side, it needs internet. How we can get internet access, either with local wired network or with any 3G, 4G GSM router with SIM card. Again, in projects that care more about connectivity to their internal networks, this solution would be more feasible for them, and it works very well with different actually many types of GSM routers that we are already working with. Nothing is required from the IP side, so we don't need static IP, we don't need any IT skills from the person that connects it. The box will automatically find its way to our server that is stored in Amazon AWS, so it's available globally. And in some cases, in some territories, they even have local Amazon services. So in terms of data and the localization, it's even better for some of our customers that are being required to store the data or to work with local services in those countries. And again, the main part is that it can be easily installed by an HVAC contractor. So no IT skills, no IT knowledge, nothing else is required. So it is something that can fit average HVAC contractor. He doesn't need any help by default. So let's dive in a little bit more in the capabilities. So as I said, we have the control capabilities, and they are applicable for residential use and commercial use. What we can do. So we can control everything that a VRF system allows us to control. The state on off, a set point, fan speed, operation mode, cool, heat, auto, fan, dry, and the swing for cassettes and the wall-mounted units. We have a sharing option, so if a customer is using it in residential, he can share it with his family members, and they can all have their own access to their system. It can be combined into zones, so if you have a bigger site with larger number of indoor units, you can combine them into zones and perform unified operations on zones. So unified set point, unified turn on and off, modes, and so on. Of course, you have scheduling here, so you can put an unlimited number of scheduled operation on every unit or every zone. We will let you know when the system reports some kind of notification. Usually it would be either error code that those VRF systems are technologically developed in such a way that when there is some kind of a malfunction, they will put up a notification that we will show it in terms of that specific manufacturer. So if you have Daikin system and it shows U4 on the original thermostat, we will show you the same U4, the same way as Daikin shows it on its original equipment, and we do it for all of the brands. On the residential side, we also provide some basic usage reports, so you can go in and see the statistics, how many hours every indoor was working, what is the total sum in months, in week. So it can give you a little bit of knowledge and understanding on how is your system performing. And I mentioned it here, probably will mention it a couple of more times. Our applications are web-based. It means that they're accessible from internet by any device. So it can be smartphone, it can be tablet, it can be PC. So when we are being asked, do you have a PC software to control the air conditioning? Yes, it's just not dedicated PC software, and you don't need a dedicated PC. It can be raised up on any PC that is installed in place and is connected to internet. Let's talk a bit on the benefits. If those were capabilities, now we can talk about the benefits. So residential user is getting a very easy intuitive operation from smartphone for his air conditioning system, locally or remotely. Wherever he is, at home or outside the home, he can turn the air conditioning on. He can turn it off if he has forgotten when he left the house. He has full access, full visibility all the time from anywhere. When there is a notification, we will actively push it. So not always you are aware that something is happening on the system, but when it does, we will send you a notification or an email that something is wrong with your system. Of course, it affects energy consumption. So when you put smart scheduling and turn the units on and off when it is not required, or when you use a more adapted set points, like instead of using 16 degrees, you can work on 20 degrees. And in heating, instead of pushing it to 30, you will go down to 25. You will definitely save energy. And what our system does, it gives you full visibility to see what's happening now with the system. For commercial user, there are some a little bit different set of benefits. So very valuable feature is grouping. So in a big building or a couple of buildings, you can group the units by logical areas, by functional areas, such as floors, buildings, any other type of logic, and then you can operate them as a group. Very popular in a multi-tenant environment where you can assign each tenant to control his own set of indoor units. So when you have a apartments block, each dweller will get his own app, and he will get his own access to the units that are installed in his flat. And this is a very common request that is being raised all the time, as long as we are moving more and more to the MDU segment. Of course, optimizing energy consumption when we limit the temperatures to the desired value and adding schedules in commercial buildings, it will really optimize your energy consumption. We have the ability to limit users by operation. So by policies and schedules, you can define which user will get access to what group of indoor units, and you can limit them in operation hours, in temperatures. We have full flexibility on that. And of course, facility manager, as is being considered commercial user, can get easy access wherever he is. He doesn't have to be on site to get all the notifications, to be able to support his customers and see what's happening in his site. And this brings us to our management capabilities. We have added here a facility manager because this is our main type of customer for such implementation. So here we can offer multi-site management. So for all those customers that have multiple sites, many sites, this is an off-the-shelf platform to control many sites from the same place. He can easily detect operational anomalies. For example, rooms that are not getting to the right temperatures for a certain time period. Compressors that are going out of their working operational point. Any type of those anomalies can be detected, and they can be notifications can be generated accordingly. We can audit all the actions that are made by the system, by any user or by any unit. So when someone complains that someone is playing with his unit, you can go and see the history and log of all the changes, and you can easily detect what was the source of the change, where it came from. User permissions, as I mentioned before, you can limit users by their access to certain systems or to certain units on different levels. So you have full flexibility here. We are generating reports, and the reports are giving a very valuable information on statistics of operation. And it has very flexible engine to generate your own customized reports by usage, by working hours, compressors, by sites, and so on. All the data is being logged in our cloud, and you have free access to store data 1 year back that can be extended by demand to any or to actually to hold all the system operation history. One of the most valuable functions is the ability to limit local remotes. So if you have a school that you would like everyone to be able to control the units from on the working hours from 8 to 5, but you want to lock all the local remotes from 5 to 8 a.m. Next day, that is possible. Because what happens is usually people or someone who stays late and he forgets his air conditioning on, then it will stay on till the morning next day. And this is what will enable you to manage the restriction on the local remotes. And something new that we are adding is interlocking third-party HVAC equipment. So now we can add into the VRF management as a air conditioning equipment. It can be temperature sensors, it can be fans, exhaust fans, intake fans, fresh air fans, and all those can be interlocked by operation with VRF indoor units. Again, what are the benefits for the management? So it's one of the biggest advantages or benefits is easy central remote access. So you have all of your units controlled from the same source, from anywhere you are, from mobile, from PC. You can detect anomalies, you can see the malfunction and maintenance as they happen before your customer calls you and says, oh, my unit is not working. Of course, you can audit and see why the change happened and when and what was the cause. And the authorized operation conditions is when you really set the right set point. So you can set, even by schedule, a lower set point for cooling during the day and higher set point for cooling later at night, where it's less required. So by even by optimizing the set point change, you can reach much better energy consumption conditions. Of course, full user management capabilities by permissions to access or by limiting and restricting or assigning certain users to certain units gives full flexibility to control your air conditioning system in a very efficient way. Of course, when you have this type of tool that you can see the history and the usage reports and so on, you can actually, when looking at the lifespan of the equipment, you can predict and plan a retrofit when it will be required and put it at a very convenient time slot and plan it accordingly. So it will have less effect to the customers that are using the air-conditioned space. So as a byproduct for the customer, you can actually provide better service by quicker detection of the malfunction and handling this in a much quicker way. So it will reduce the downtime of the system. And of course, while you have all the benefits as a commercial user, as a management user, your customer has the ability to control all the units remotely from his phone or PC in a limited access, as we have explained before. So here you have benefits also for the management, for the facility manager, commercial customer, and also for his clients, for the end user. And here we approach the main part of our services, and I think the most unique one, which is remote diagnostics and the ability to provide remote service. So we provide online remote access to all the service data, same way as if the technician would have approached the site, connected the service checker, and started monitoring. So you have real-time access all the time to all of those parameters. We are recording it. So when a technician gets a notification that something is wrong in the system, either he got a notification by an error code or by a custom generated alert, he can log in and see what's happening now. But not only that, he can go back and see what happened a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, and detect the exact point where the problem has started. So he doesn't need to wait till it happens again. He can go back and see what was causing the problem. So we have all the history and trending of the data. As I said, 1 year back that can be extended to more. So it's very valuable for a technician, for a service provider to get those tools and to be able to answer very quickly and get to the bottom of the problem very quickly and efficiently. Now, we have, to add on that, we have generated an engine that can, a customer, a service provider, technician can have, he actually has a tool to generate his own alerts. It means that we can talk about predictive and preventive maintenance now. So the system will alert a problem only when it happens and only at the latest stage when it's really broken. But a professional technician can detect a problem way before it happens. And here we are providing tools where he can set custom notifications to be notified when the process is going wrong already before it even gets to malfunction. So here we actually have an ability to get to the problem before it happens. And that is one of the most important things here. Of course, we are notifying by email and text, and we have an ability to export all the data from the app into CSV or a PDF file. If you want to do your own analysis and graphs in Excel, that's exactly what it does. So what are the benefits? I mentioned some of them already, but let's go through it again. So you have immediate notification on malfunction when it happens. You can select your full flexibility by email, by SMS, both. You can select who gets different types of malfunctions. You can differentiate it to types of critical, non-critical, and decide who will get what type of each malfunction. Of course, real-time access, access to historical data, so you can analyze the problem immediately instead of waiting till it happens again. As we discussed, the predictive and preventive maintenance. One of the biggest benefits here, it's the same tool for all VRF brands. So when you have Daikin, Mitsubishi, Toshiba, the app looks the same, all the tools look the same, the box, everything, it's the same solution for any type of VRF. It's fully universal and normalized. So if you are a technician and you need to work with Daikin Service Checker and with Mitsubishi Mnet2 and with Toshiba Dynadoctor, those are 3 different hardwares, 3 different softwares that you need to keep on your PC, and you need to go there and you need to get used to their look and feel and their software. This is one software, and it shows you the data exactly at the same terms and parameters as the vendors show them. So the parameter naming would be exactly the same. And of course, we have the reports here as well. Reports are customized, and you can get some very valuable information based on the statistics and history, like for working hours of compressors that you can compare and analyze and predict when a malfunction can happen, or predict when you would like to replace the compressor because it worked or it passed the MTBF values of working hours. Of course, once you have this in place, the customer will benefit of a different type of values. So once you have the ability to detect the problem in real time and solve it quickly, you are reducing the downtime of the air conditioning system for your customer. When we have the ability to predict and prevent malfunction, we are actually extending the lifespan of the equipment, which is real value. If you can extend the equipment life from 12 years to 15 years, you have earned 3 years of working operation. Optimized energy consumption. Of course, when you are not letting the equipment work in a bad condition, close to malfunction, or in a deteriorated way, then you are raising the energy efficiency and reducing the consumption. And of course, the client as a byproduct is getting the ability to control the unit remotely from his phone, from his PC, same way as in the management. Another important feature is the ability to provide power consumption distribution, proportional distribution. So in Daikin, it is called PPD, and it actually gives the ability to detect or divide the consumption of the outdoors to a certain indoor or group of indoors. This is very important in a multi-tenant environment where you have shared outdoors, and you need to know what was the consumption of each dweller out of this single outdoor system. So we can do it almost the same way as the manufacturers are doing. We just added more flexibility to it. So we are not working with pulse power meters. We are working with Modbus power meters. It means that we can connect more power meters on the single device. We can work with 1 meter per system or 1 meter per many systems. Our algorithm supports that. We can even work without power meter and then output the result by percentage of total consumption. So if we decide that first 5 indoors is a group or is a tenant, we can say that this group is consuming 10% out of total capacity. We have a full automatically generated periodic reports that are customizable. You can do it by day, by week, by month, and you can select what data you're willing to get. You are fully flexible on emails and customers who will get it and so on. So you can get it in a CSV and build a template to add pricing. So you can even issue full billing info to your clients. So you have full flexibility here. I think this feature is very, very flexible and was built by collecting many different feedbacks all over the world from our customers, the things that were missing in vendors' original solutions in those terms. Of course, for vendors, manufacturers, distributors, or volume customers, we have OEM and customizations options. Here you can see just a small example of rebranding the skin, colors, fonts, logo, language. We can use customized URL by the company's domain. We provide a specific console, management console. So if a client gets our app on an OEM agreement, he can get a management tool that he can see his clients, he can support his clients. So he has full visibility on that. We are able to deploy our solutions locally. So if customer is required by legislation to do it locally on a specific country, or locally in a cloud infrastructure that related to that country, we are absolutely capable of doing that. And of course, for those customers, we have a flexible pricing structure as well. It's out of our regular pricing. And if we are talking regarding the pricing, which is definitely the most important part of everything eventually. So I'm not going to into too many details now. You are more than welcome to contact Dave later on, and he can do a one-to-one presentation and go through how to price the project and even help you with your first projects, how to price it. But generally, our pricing is based on the size of the project. The size is measured either by number of indoor units or refrigerant tons. We have two types of licenses, a perpetual license for residential and commercial use, and subscription licenses where we offer advanced commercial operations, remote. So our service is divided to remote diagnostics and predictive maintenance, and power proportional consumptions that I mentioned just before that is a separate module. Of course, those modules can be combined, and when you're going to subscription licenses, they will include the perpetual license. And again, we have flexibility on the pricing structure. I think it needs a more dedicated session. So for those who are interested, you are more than welcome to contact Dave after this webinar, and he will be happy to help you with that. So why choosing CoolAutomation? There are many other solutions in the market. We are not the only one, of course. So why us? So I put some bullets here that I think very important and emphasize what are the uniqueness of CoolAutomation and the solutions that we provide. So first of all, it's all-in-one HVAC solution. We do our own hardware, firmware, and cloud. All those are internal capabilities of our company. We have this. We are not working on these core activities with subcontractors. So this is a very strong point. Gives us flexibility, knowledge, and the capability of giving the solution quickly and straight to the market. We focus on easiness of connectivity and installation. So all of our solutions are dedicated to a typical average HVAC installer that needs to install and set up our solutions. That's why we go fully to minimize the installation and setup efforts. And I think we are quite succeeding in that. We are putting a lot of effort here. And this is one of our top priorities when we develop, manufacture, and produce our solution. Our company has a very strong air conditioning knowledge and background. And this is what helps us building our cloud solutions adapted to the market. We know what market needs and we can implement it. Comparing to software companies that only implements the spec, but they actually do not know what's behind it. So we are speccing and implementing the solution all in one. We are multi-brand. So once we issue or we manufacture, provide, design the solution, it fits all the VRF brands. So it gives our customer full flexibility and convenience to use our product that can be installed with any brand and can be reconfigured in field. We have remote access to all of our products, of course, if connected to internet, to support our customers. And I think this is one of our biggest advantages. We value the support not less as a product itself. I believe that as good the product can be, support is at least 50% of the overall solution. So that's at the very top priority in our company. And the last one, we are very close to the market. We know what market needs. We communicate with our clients on the field level. So we gather the feedback, and the way from the feedback to the implementation in our company is very short. And I hope that some of you have already experienced that.
And I want to add one more to that, Igor.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to add one more point to that, and that is that we now have local support, and I think that's really what makes us different to our competition.
That's exactly where I want to pass this to Dave again, who will explain a bit more on our local presence in Australia and New Zealand.
So thank you, Igor. Thank you for going through that. And I actually wanted to bring up an example of the service application and one of our particular customers up in Queensland, where they had a Wesley mission building up there that had an old VRF system, and through the hotter periods that have to run water over the condenser to keep it operational until money can be put together to invest into new VRF systems. So one of the examples of how our service application just works a treat is that they were having situations there where someone was turning the water off. So obviously head pressure would go up through the roof. Notification was sent directly to the service manager, and he was able to jump on straight away, phone call to people out on site, not even sending a service tech, and getting that water turned on straight away, actually turning the unit off through the application, so stopping any damage from being caused, getting the water turned back on and up and operational. And I think that's a good example of where our service product really helps when it comes down to breakdowns. So again, thank you, Igor. Local presence is the key. So you guys can see there my email address and phone number. Please do not hesitate to send me an email. Please do not hesitate to give me a call. It does bring us to the end. I did want to thank a couple of people. I want to thank the CoolAutomation family for putting this together. I want to thank Vicky, Maisie, and Igor, and Koen for jumping on board and helping today. We are a family, and I think that is the key that makes us different, is we do care about our product, and we put everything into our product, right down to marketing, right down to dispatch, everything. It's all one big family. So I want to thank everyone. Again, please reach out. If you've got a project, if you're new to our product, I need model numbers. So please, when emailing me, send me the brand, the model numbers, and I'll be able to select the best product that suits your application. So again, I want to thank everyone for joining. Have a great evening. Have a great morning to everyone overseas, and hopefully we can talk to you soon.
On the Q&A, I see that all the questions have been answered, so everybody can see it, and I suggest to go through the questions that already have been answered. We will stay open for a couple of more minutes, so you are more than welcome to run more questions now. What if we'll have too many questions, we will answer them offline and send you the answers afterwards. So thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure. Hoping to see you soon.
Bye. Hey guys, are we there?
Yes, I'm still here and we're still recording. So there are still panelists, still participants here.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm ending session.